Hi guys, I'm Markie from Alia Tempora, and my biggest music star is Michael Jackson.
Somebody that everybody knows, one of the few people in the world, unfortunately, when he's not alive anymore, but that was, you could just say the first name and people knew who you were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, at the same time, I mean, I think I'm a few years older than you at least, and I would say that when I was growing up, Michael was like, I'd say over the bump of his celebrity, and obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened. Long story short, you discovered Michael after his, let's call it, glory days. So how did you discover Michael Jackson?
Okay, so I think I was like 3 or 4 years old where the big love happened. I mean, I had like the biggest crush on him, even though I was like so young that it probably doesn't mean usual crush thing. But I was so much in love with his music. I remember we had the CD or the big album called History.
Mm-hmm.
We had his home, and I was listening to it all the time. And, it was kind of hard for me to choose, like, who is the most favorite artist for me, because I'm like the music addict. I listen to so many artists all the time. I'm a big fan of so many artists, and it was very hard. So I was like, okay, it needs to be a big deal for me, something like lifetime thing. Mm-hmm. And that's MG. He's like lifetime thing. And I think I was like 5 years old or something when we were on a children's party. And we had like costumes, and I was a mushroom, like the red, white, poisonous mushroom. I don't know how to say it in English, but yeah. And we were there just dancing on the dance floor with other 5-year-old or 6-year-old kids. And then Michael Jackson Earth song started to play. Mm-hmm. And my mom told me, because I don't remember it, obviously, my mom told me that I was like by the wall. I was like pushing myself to the wall. I was like, oh my god! And I was just rolling down to the floor. Like, oh my god! And she's playing. And this is basically my and when I found out, I don't know how old I was. I think I was around. Maybe 15. Okay, I don't know exactly, because I don't want to say my age. No, I don't remember how old I was when he died, but I remember I found out, and I called my mom, because I was just living with my grandmother, and I called my mom, and she was like, I guess you don't want to go to school today, right? Because I was like crying. And my grandmother was like, why are you not coming to school? What's wrong with you? Are you sick? What's happening? And I was like, no, I don't want to tell you.
You mentioned the Earth song. Now, if you think about songs that really stood out for you for whatever reason, if we go into the first song that you want to highlight, is that one of the songs, or do you have something for us?
It is, the Earth song is the one. That's for sure. That's the first one. It's so emotional, and I could cry every time I see the music video, of course, but I'm not watching it so often because it's so intense that I just can't. It's like with the never-ending story scene where Atreyu is like, in the bio.
In the swamp, yeah.
In the swamp. Yes.
You gotta move or you'll die! Move, please! I won't give up! Don't quit!
So I can't watch it, but that's the first song, totally. And the second would be Heal the World, because it's so touching. And the third would be Black or White.
Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me.
it's the melody and it's the lyrics, of course, because it's so strong.
Yeah.
It's the same like We Are the World, but it's like so many artists that I didn't include it. But yeah, the lyrics and the message is just so beautiful. And it's the same with the Black or White. It's all the same. I mean, his philosophy was amazing.
That cannot lie. Love is strong. It only cares for joyful giving.
Michael basically paved his own way. Like there wasn't a superstar like him before, and I don't know if we've had one since. For you as an artist, and basically paving your own road, and doing your own thing, and a larger than life persona that Michael has, that is something that you have also embraced. What would you say are some of the lessons that you've taken from Michael in that you are trying to apply in your own journey?
I don't think it's something like, let's say, career or business related. What I feel I am taking from his music is mainly like human side of people, humanity. So we have few songs that have very deep message for fans, and I think since I am the one who writes like lots of lyrics for Alia, I feel like this is something that affected me from early age till now, like to have this, to really think about very deep topics and not be afraid to talk about them, even though they are sometimes very difficult to talk about, but people need to dig in to it sometimes. And it feels safer to do it through lyrics, because you can always say, oh, it was a metaphor.
When you are in the spotlight, you are a target. That's just always the case. I remember from, I think, the second time that you and I got to speak, which is now 2 years ago, that time flies. That was something that, as Alia was getting some traction, that was something for you really to get used to, if you will, that people will target you, and with no other reason than the fact that you're in the spotlight. It going through that journey was Michael's music and art like an inspiration to keep you going at those times as well, or how to deal with that? Because famously, Alia Tempora kind of just took a lot of hate and turned those into songs with a lot of like tongue-in-cheek humor, but that's not always easy to do either, right? So what was it like for you?
I think I was mainly taking, let's say, inspiration from people around me that are in the industry and had to deal with it. Like talking with friends from the industry, talking with people. And what helped me the most was to really talk about that this is normal, that everybody has to go through it. Doesn't matter what you do. And usually the more you are visible or more you are trying to be different and really give something special to people or give something from yourself, more it's likely you will get some hates or some, people. You will be something that irritates people a little bit, because you are bringing out something that's deep inside them and they don't want it to be brought up. So, and this helped me a lot to realize that this is normal, and it's not about me not being like good enough, let's say, as a person. I don't mean like as an artist, but as a person, because I feel like everybody is good enough when they work on themselves, as on their character, and trying to analyze yourself and think about yourself and try to grow. That already makes you a good person. So this helped me a lot, talk about it with people and try to separate opinions from my view and from myself and from my self-worth.
if you think about the songs that you've mentioned, so your first choice was the Earth song, the second song was Heal the World, and then the third song, Black or White. All of them with themes, lyrical themes, that we've seen over and over again in your band as well. Does that mean that there's always some Michael playing when you are writing new material?
I think it's more like a subconscious thing from early age. It's not that I would think about it, to be honest. It's just something that it's my nature, it's my character, and I think it might have created my character a little bit, but it was definitely not the only aspect that made me like this. I think it was what I've been through in childhood and what I've been through my life, and friends I had and things I shared with people that made me who I am, and that's what I am giving out.
When you give your art to the world and you go on tour, I've not had the chance of seeing you play live. I've seen many photos of live shows and so on. You have your own signature dance moves. Are they also inspired by Michael Jackson? Can you do a nice moonwalk?
Wow, that's a good question. Not at all, actually. I would love to. I would love to be such a good dancer, but no. Oh, that would be good. My only signature movement, it's my Markie art, like back bend, on the agorizer that usually is destroying my knees totally. But no, oh my God, moonwalk, that would be so nice.
I say, yeah, there you go. Here's a challenge. We want to see Markie moonwalk on stage. Now that we are talking about shows that you just played, you've been on tour quite a lot. What is going on in Markie and Alia country? Like what should we keep our eyes open for? What should we know?
You should keep an eye open for Fox.
Come a little bit closer, no need to shine, she's here for you.
And then the new album is coming. We are gonna release it just before our own Masters of Rock festival in Czech Republic. We already started to sell it on our tour. So some people that were on our tour already has it. It was like a month-long tour that we did, and we already have it with us. So some people already can listen to our new album, Prismatica. Remember
I do remember.
Yeah, our first interview. You inspired us totally. Like I already knew the title and everything, but it was like, oh my God, he's talking about it, and the way you talked about it totally inspired me to explain it better. To find a way how to talk about the album. So thank you for it so much.
Oh, my pleasure. People that haven't seen that interview, I'm sure I'll put the link in the description. Yeah. But basically, what we're talking about is that Alia's mission, if you will, is to take a single beam of energy and break it into all the colors of the world, which is awesome. All right, so well, Markie, I think we do have a formal challenge now. Yes. You're always busy on all social platforms, and you always share a lot of content, so I do expect to see the progression of you learning how to moonwalk as we are on the countdown to your album release. Markie, thank you so much for your time today to catch up and sharing your passion of Michael Jackson music with everybody, and I wish you guys fantastic shows ahead on your festival and a wonderful album release, and obviously many moonwalks.
There you go. Oh my God, yes. Thank you so much. I can't wait to start to learn this thing. No, I don't. But thank you so much. It was nice to see you again.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.